Not sure what's up. Hey, welcome as Intercontinental Group of Awesome and I-95 Games brings you East Texas University. East Texas University is a Savage Worlds plot point setting and campaign. It is kind of Buffy the college years with the serial numbers filed off. But I actually think that what we're doing is a little cooler than the college years. I would say, and Paul's going through a rewatch of Buffy. I don't think he's gotten to the college years, but I would say that we're like, yeah, the Buffy is like amazing, and there's a little dip down the college years. I'd say that we kind of ride out that part of the curve. You guys have to imagine that in a different direction because you're watching me and I'm talking to you. But anyway, that's East Texas University. However, I'm a dirty hippie and I'm not using the Savage World system. Love it. Just didn't feel like I wanted to run it for this particular series. Instead, I am running with Monster of the Week from Michael Sands, put out by Evil Hat. You see the big evil hat there. It is a beautiful game. Supposedly, there's a new edition that might be coming at some point down the road. And just as a rules thing, we are going to be using what is supposedly the new investigative mystery rules. At least that's what has been shared out as in development. We like it. It's a little simpler than the investigative mystery hack that we tacked on, in that there are no specific questions. You're just rolling to get a number of questions and clarification for detail. We're testing that out. We may go back to the older version of investigative moves with our new questions added in. But to me, like, we can use this and then use those questions as a guide, and we have the best of both worlds. So that's what we're doing right now, vis-a-vis investigating and mysteries. We have 3 players today. Alex is visiting family. Jen is with Slugfest Games, probably doing nothing because it's Sunday afternoon. And I know that Slugfest Games, like Red Dragon Inn 7, I think, was released. And it was featured on Geek and Sundry. Congrats to Slugfest. I know they were worried about running out of stock, so it's entirely possible that at this point Jen's doing a little bit of this. But I know Jen, she's probably like doing other stuff. Like, she stays busy all the time. I really hope she's wearing that crazy hat, which I should beg Jen to take a picture of her in the crazy hat, because she's like 3 feet tall. I don't know if you guys knew that. She's actually she's part halfling. She's like a quarterling, and she's not actually 3 feet tall. She is a little on the short side. And so what she did last Gen Con was she created a hat that had an exclamation point, like she was a Sims or World of Warcraft, like bing, but it had dollar signs on it. So you knew, hey, if you want to pay for the stuff, you come find Jen. I thought it was hilarious. It's listen, Jan's over here being smart about me not being tall. I'm a little sensitive to this because my 12-year-old, I believe, may have actually grown taller than me at this point. He already wears bigger shoes than I do because he's got genes that aren't my genes. That's what happens. I have to talk to him about how that exactly happens at some point. But yeah, I'm taller than Jen. And so I can say these things, right? That's how it goes. So Jan can make fun of me. And John's like 6'8", isn't that right? Like you're like Randy Johnson height, if I remember correctly. No, he doesn't know because he would have to convert the centimeters. He's 6'4". Yeah, so he's pretty tall. He looks taller when you're shorter. I'm going all over the map here. We've been playing East Texas University. We are entering the sophomore year. We're using the Degrees of Horror, which is a plot point campaign within East Texas University. And we're actually up to the junior year worth of mystery. These guys are badasses. It's crazy. So much so that we have a few people who are changing playbooks. And we will be talking about that in this particular session. As one of our returning players who's been away for a few weeks will be returning in a different guise, but the same character, but like different mechanics behind her. We'll figure that out. All right. So let's go ahead and lead off with you, Jules. Can you please tell us who you're playing and then introduce us to the sophomore year version of her?
I'm still not over it. I just learned that people look taller when you're shorter, but I'll try.
Listen, that's physics. I saw it on the internet. It must be true.
Hey, I am playing Jessica Nakamoto. She was a freshman in anthropology last year, and then she was a expert, and she did a good job at that. She's very nerdy. She's always either working with books or trying to sort of organize our ritual crime fighting section, ritual supernatural crime fighting section with log sheets and other things. She also likes the college life quite a bit. She likes to go to the college parties. So it seems like she'll be the only person who's still going to stay on campus for this year. Lately, well, she's become very much into the spellcasting and the ritual side of things. There's no good or bad juju, there's just juju. Hey. And recently, over the summer, she joined a mystical book club because I would like to change her to the initiate skin, for which we needed a thing, and she tends to fall into supernatural things that are seemingly very normal. So the book club it is. They're very knowledgeable. They're into ancient lore, but they're also expect total obedience because they're like pretty strict. Like, don't borrow a book from them and then bring it back too late because you'll be in so much trouble. There is I can call on them for help. If that doesn't go well, then stuff will not go well. There's another. Oh, and if I really want to commit to one single goal, then I can make a sacred oath and forsake something during my quests. That will help me focus on my quest better and get +1s. I will have to forsake something like speech, all sustenance with bread and water, alcohol, lying, sex, etc. So that should be interesting.
Oh, poor Will. Some of those sound directly impactful to the ongoing relationship there.
Plus, if you forgo all of them, you probably get like an even better +1. So,
and you didn't take the beginning of session move for the initiate, the one where they get to give you a side mission.
No. I thought we already had enough shit going on. I thought we were good. We were good there.
I kind of appreciate that because that's having run some Monster of the Week recently. That's kind of like blah.
That's a lot of juggling. And she's mostly been in Houston over the summer, doing extra homework, reading extra books, and enjoying the vacation. I think that's about it.
Curious. Now, the Nakamoto clan, we talked a little bit about them having grill outs with other intellectuals, having people over. Does that mean that you live at like a house with a backyard, or are you in some kind of condo? What are you imagining where the Nakamoto home is in Houston?
Well, they both teach at Houston University College, so I assume there's someone in that neighborhood, but like and a bit more of the residential side, where they actually have like nice freestanding houses with big garden. So a fairly fancy house.
Nice. Okay, cool. Nice 2-story fancy house, kind of thing that professors would be able to afford. That sounds good. I like that. Not far from campus. This is the kind of thing you imagine your parents maybe could bike their way or walk their way to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they can bike or walk? Like, it's that close?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Bike, it's also good for the environment, so it's perfect.
That's awesome. And as astute people who know their compass directions would point out, Houston's actually on the eastern side of Texas. So going to East Texas University, I'd say it's probably just a few-hour drive. Texas is gigantic, but you have to traverse the whole state. Nacogdoches, that's western, or am I misremembering?
No, it's east, more east than ETU.
Oh yeah, it's
right on the border with I think it's Louisiana, so it's kind of southeast. Because there's another town with the same name spelled differently.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at.
Just over the border.
We now know that East Texas is not in West Texas. So.
Yeah, East Texas University is in East Texas, so it's all near you guys, which is great. Yeah, the Nacogdoches, which is the NACO, is the one I was just looking at in Google Maps, and that one's like a straight shot north and near St. Augustine, the Sabine National Forest. But you're in Nacogdoches, I guess you might say, which is a little closer to the Louisiana border. Awesome. I love it. All right. And over the summer, this is a thing that we talked about off air and also last week. For a period of time, Earl came to visit. Now, Jessica, the Nakamotos, is this a thing where they would put him up in a guest room, or are they crazy enough to allow him to stay in your room? Like, or does he have to get a hotel? Like, how would that be handled by the fam?
It would probably be the first boyfriend that I ever took home. So it would probably be a guest room.
Yeah.
And my family has been very nervous about it.
Lots of check-ins. Earl, how did you like, what is a moment if we had a musical montage showing Earl's appearance at the Nakamoto family home? What would we see? What would the audience see as during this visit? Earl's point of view.
So first off, I'm not like, given given Jessica's kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back that we've had all along kind of thing, I'm not making any assumptions about where the physical relationship actually is at this point. But I think, I don't know what the song playing would be. But I think it looks like, so Earl's in the Camaro and driving up, finds a spot on the street, and he sits in the car with it running for because air conditioning for like 30 seconds before he gets out, and he's already texted, so Jessica knows that he's close. He did this at a stoplight. He didn't, text while actually driving. And because kids don't text and drive. I'm watching you. Or even walk. Seriously. I saw someone run into a light post the other day because they were texting.
That's only self-harm. And I think that was a little more forgivable, says the guy who occasionally does that.
And also amusing. So it's clear that he is sort of taking deep breaths. He's visually stoking himself up. He gets out, reaches into the back seat and grabs a duffel bag, because he was totally going to, get a room at the Motel 6 or whatever, but the offer was made. He's wearing, like, it's obvious that his jeans were actually pressed before he got in the car. They're no longer, it's not a tight crease anymore, but it's clear that he actually ironed his jeans, this pair, before he came down. And he's wearing a short sleeve, but a button-up shirt that's pastel of some sort, because it's summer, right? So, like a pastel green or blue or something like that. Make sure that just one button is unbuttoned, that he hasn't, because while he was driving, there were probably a couple. But now he buttons it up so there's just one. The collar is loose, but there's just one button unbuttoned. Takes off his sunglasses, tucks them in his pocket, and gets out of the car. Grabs the duffel after checking that everything's in the pockets where they belong. Flips the keys around his finger and puts them in his pocket, and then squares his shoulders and walks up and rings the doorbell. and prays that Jessica is the one that actually answers the door, but knows that it won't be.
Awesome. I'm
because he has seen this movie.
He's seen this movie. Yeah, it's a recent release. So I'm imagining like inside the Nakamoto home, there's some kind of like classical music that's playing over an Alexa speaker or two, maybe Bose, like Bose speakers playing, and your mother would spot Earl's Camaro pulling up like for as soon as he arrives, right, and point out, Jessica, I think your Earl is here, she would say. And we've just established that Jessica's father will be played by Kari Hiroyuki Nagawa, who I always remember as Shang Tsung from the Mortal Kombat movies, but he's a good actor who's done lots of other stuff and he has a huge range. It's just always I just always remember him going, finish him. But he's also in Lost in Space, and so he's proven to me he can play a father.
So thank you for putting "finish him" in my head as we are about to play this scene. Thank you very much. I am so grateful for that.
Anytime, man, no problem. So how's Jessica handling this?
She is wearing a nice sundress and she looks, tidy, but not especially dressed up, and she's been helping her in the kitchen because and I guess she's pretty nervous. She already chopped her finger like an hour ago. So she has like a big band-aid. Just stopped bleeding.
That's adorable. Would Jessica go out of her way to be the person to answer the door? Or would her father kind of interdict himself and be that guy? This is his first boyfriend, so you tell me. I'm not going to make you act under fire. You tell me.
I think they both are no, since it's the first boyfriend. So I think there's like an awkward collision in front of the door where they go like,
yeah, and that's when your father. We'll just go with Hiroyuki.
Sure.
I've got it, and he opens the door. And so we have him. He's wearing his glasses. He has that kind of stern appearance. He has that thing where he looks down, even though he's supposed to wear glasses, he looks down to make eye contact. Says, Earl Davis. He says, nice to meet you. I am Hiroyuki.
Yeah, I'm not going to use his personal name. Mr. Nakamoto, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Cool. And how does Jessica let all this play out, or does she try to look for an area to like bring him in? Because it looks like there could possibly be an impromptu interview that takes place with Earl standing outside of your house.
Well, she's sort of blocking the door. She's like,
How was the drive?
I hit the traffic. I left a little bit later than I should have. Sometimes that half hour makes an hour's worth of difference when you're coming into the city, and I misjudged it. But other than that, it was fine.
He does the thing of like, he looks at his little Apple Watch. He says, "Oh, I actually did expect you here a little sooner." And then you hear from behind, like maybe the kitchen, because there's that echo against tile to her voice. She says, "Hiroyuki, let him inside." Oh, yes, of course, come in.
Yeah, because mom made iced tea, so
Well, hi. So Earl has a decision to make at this point.
Yeah.
Yes, hug and a kiss on the cheek.
That seems good.
I think that's about. This is so super awkward. I think that's about where it goes.
Yeah, and I think we have the camera that sees the two of you guys come together, hug, kiss on the cheek, and when you pull apart, father is standing there like he's watching the two of you, trying to keep a neutral face. And behind him, pictures on the wall of him with dignitaries, members of the different academia, the staff,
There just has to be one with the Dalai Lama.
Yes.
There just has to be one.
There's one with the Dalai Lama, and there's like some certificates from various like awards that he's won, grants and the like that he and both of them have won that they're kind of up. They don't keep him in office because that's, her mom wants them kind of out to celebrate all of their accomplishments and their hard work. And he puts his hand, he starts to guide you gently away from Jessica. Come over here and we will get you some tea, or I'm sure you're very hot. And he pats your back a little bit, and he seems to be guiding you away from his daughter, but still welcoming you into his home.
I will allow myself to be guided and go wherever he tells me. I think Earl's going to make a move at some point soon to sort of break the ice, but for the moment, I think the best thing to do is embrace the awkwardness for a little bit. And so,
give it a hug and a kiss.
Yep.
That's bold.
And so we're I'm going where I'm put.
Cool. Jessica, where does the family normally like entertain / drink tea? Do you have like a bar of some place, or do you all sit on couches and chairs in some kind of sitting room, or at the dining room? What do you imagine that your father is leading him?
I think they have like a sunroom. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Cool. So nice little sunrooms, all kinds of like glass ceiling, glass looking out to a bunch of flowers. I mean, this is sunrooms. Sometimes they're in the back, sometimes they're on the side. Imagine here it's on the side, so you see a lot of wooden fence, right, of the next that separates you and the next door neighbor. But you can come in there, and there are a bunch of comfortable chairs. You probably wouldn't sleep in it, but you can definitely have a seat. And there is your mother, and she brings out a bunch of ice cubes piled high in each of the glasses for the iced tea. She sits down. She says, there is unsweetened tea. I do not know if you wanted sweetened tea. I have Splenda. And she points, and there's like several different dainty purchased at like home store kind of thing of Splenda, Sweeteno, and sugar. We have both cane sugar and then store-bought sugar. So there's like 4 different sweetener types. None of them are labeled, so it's entirely easy to get confused as to which is what sweetener.
He just drinks normal sugar, Mom.
Of course, normal sugar. It's this one on the side, and she pulls off the little metal top, and there's a tiny dainty little spoon in there, maybe a teaspoon. So you have to like to get enough to sweeten this large glass of tea. There's a lot of spooning of sweetener.
Yeah, so I will take the tea and thank you ma'am. And it's going to get more awkward after I put like 4 little tiny demi-tasse spoons worth of tea in. So I will drink my tea a little less sweet than I normally do. And then I will grab an actual, I imagine they have the long teaspoons for whatever.
Oh, of course.
And I'll grab that and stir my tea a couple times and then take a sip. And it's delicious. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And she seems like, oh, I can take a seat now. What about Jessica? Is this a normal thing, or is this a weird thing that's going on right here?
It's kind of a weird thing.
Nice. So it's about to get weirder, and that happens when Hiroki leans over and says, "I've watched all of your YouTube videos."
And what did you think of them, sir?
They are entertaining. You have a good approach to making weird stories.
Thank you. I view myself sometimes as an outsider looking in. I don't know if you know of the American journalist Lafcadio Hearn, who was one of the first to translate the Ugetsu Monogatari into English and published many old Japanese legends in English for the first time, as well as some New Orleans Creole legends. And I'm trying to fill somewhat of the same role by being an open-minded outsider in a more modern way.
The long moment as he kind of soaks all of that in. He seems impassive. You can feel that professorial approach to listening to people rattle off some names. You have the feeling of like he gets, Rich does not know all the shit you just threw out. He totally gets it because he's a professor and super smart. Yeah. What about Jessica? How's your reaction to this? Has Earl ever like whipped out this level of
No, which probably means he's been studying up on this, so that's kind of weird, but maybe also a good. I don't know. She's like, what? No, why? Ah.
Earl totally practiced in the car.
Yes, that's so great. Like we flash back to him just rattling it off while some music's playing out.
And you'll see a copy of like Lafcadio Hearn's a used paperback copy of Lafcadio's Hearn's in old Japan sitting on the passenger seat while he's doing this. He is, by the way, a real dude and a really fascinating story, as well as the stuff that he wrote and translated was pretty great. So
yeah,
just throwing that out.
Very interesting. Super dead.
Yep.
Moment there, I was like, has Hiroki met this guy? I don't know. He couldn't have.
Nope.
So that's totally cool.
Nope.
Neat. And you have broken like a lot of the glacial professorial distance. It seems to break down. You have pulled off a bit of a coup here as the mother laughs at this and says, he sounds like you, Hiroki. And then he laughs and he starts to regale like this thing of doing some translation work in Brazil with some indigenous people. They start talking about some travel. Like they're normally academics or reading a lot of books, but evidently in their younger years, the two Nakamotos had traveled quite a bit, and they talk about going up and down the rainforest, the Amazon River, and all these other pieces. And I don't know. I think anything more in this scene kind of establish this first meeting of the parents there. You feel pretty good about that. Now, Jessica, do you book club? Is this a thing that exists specifically in Pine Box? Is this a thing you found out about over the summer?
I think I found out about it over the summer, and then the people in Houston told me there's also one in Pine Box.
Nice.
Or a smaller one. Apparently they have book clubs all over.
This is weird.
Like this crazy book club network that I had no idea existed.
Only in a role-playing game could an idea of book clubs exist. Is Margaret Winters a member of this book club?
Yeah.
It feels like she would be. So
she
good.
Would be.
Yeah, she super would be. Awesome. Cool. Any other moments that we think we should see during Earl's visit? Like, Earl, is there a moment where you sneak out of your room and go to Jessica's room, or vice versa?
Yes.
Nice.
I am not going to. I'm super hesitant to define what happens.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Beyond some making out, but I will definitely, and we'll have had during the, I don't know, week or two, whatever, we'll have had opportunities to be away from the house, so we can have had some alone time. But I think it's probably the night before I leave to go back to Nacogdoches, and I will, because I know it's going to be a couple more weeks. It's going to be a while more before I see her again. I think Earl sneaks into Jessica's room. And
I think you need to act under pressure here.
I've got 3 cool now.
You do. And even though we're in a flashback, you could totally use that. That's totally cool with me.
Well, I think at this point he's already made contacts. So
that's true. Yeah. He's in. He's made his contacts. He's made his.
Oh, damn! 5.
Oh, sweet.
I rolled snake eyes.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and click on this countdown clock here that goes from. Well, it goes up by a sliver there. You go into open up the door to the bedroom, and you're not sure how you got discombobulated in the dark. They don't have a nightlight. But you actually open the door to her parents' bedroom. And the first thing that throws you off is the sound of snoring. You see there's a light on, and Mrs. Nakamoto is sitting up in bed with Hiyoki. I say Hiroyuki, but Hiyoki seems to be lying on his side asleep. But the mother, who's in like a gown of some kind, she seems to she has her glasses on, which you've never seen her with glasses, but she wears glasses when she reads. She is reading a book, and she looks up, and she says quietly, the other way, darling.
I nod and gratefully back out the door, pulling it silently closed behind me.
Cool. And then sure enough, you go the other way down the hallway, and it's like nearly identical. Bam, the door. And yeah, Jessica, you hear the door start to open when Earl comes in. Were you waiting for him? Were you doing a book club thing? What do we see before he kind of comes in?
She's probably reading a book just at her desk, but then when Earl comes, she sort of slams it shut, sort of unsubtly, and sort of puts it away so he can't see what she was reading. And he goes, "Hey."
Well, at least we don't have any secrets from each other.
Are you okay? Shh, come on.
I'm fine. I should have drawn a map.
Of Houston?
Never mind. I wanted to spend some time since I'm leaving tomorrow.
It took you long enough.
Yeah, I know. And I'll walk up and Earl walks up and gives Jess a real kiss, not a kiss on the cheek.
She is very happy with that.
Nice. Do we fade to black there? Anything else you guys wanted to say to each other in this moment?
Okay.
No, we can fade to black. I'm thinking if we still need to set up other stuff. If we ever have sex, we have to do it on screen because then we get XP. So.
Yeah.
You do?
Oh wait, I did get an XP for my act under pressure, though.
That's true. It's true. And for those at home, we have a countdown clock, and I just advanced the countdown clock as my move. So that's why he got off easy with Mrs. Nakamoto.
Is this the bunny ears countdown clock?
Well, it appears there's one sliver left. Yeah.
Okay.
Have we ever established if it actually means permanent bunny ears?
We haven't, except that if you look at the countdown clock, it very clearly says perm bunny ears. So obviously.
Well, that could just be a bad perm.
It could be.
That looks like bunny ears.
It could be. That's a pretty bad perm. Now, I don't normally do hard moves on other PCs as the result of the failure of one player character's action. So the hard move was that now Mrs. Nakamoto knows that the two of you at least had an intention of being intimate, and that will come back at some point. if there's ever trouble.
Cool.
A thing to be thrown into your face. Both of you. All faces. Cool. So let's jump forward to seeing you guys returning to East Texas University. Jessica, you're going to remain on campus in the dorm. We don't know if Tekla is coming back to live on the dorms. We do know that Bethany is absolutely, because she has a full ride scholarship. And so she can kind of save her family and herself money. So that's her plan. I don't know about Tekla. We'll see about that. So you may or may not have a roommate. We'll kind of dance around that with clever editing. We do know that Earl intends to stay off campus in an apartment, and you are apartment looking. That means you're probably not moving into the dorms, because that would be really weird. You just haven't paid for dorms for the fall semester, correct?
Correct. Well, in the last session, he announced that he was looking, and in between last week and this week, I realized that the perfect thing would be to live in the space that no longer has a Furby in it.
Oh, you sure? You sure it's gone?
We ran over it and then set it on fire.
But are you okay? Yeah, it's totally dead.
And so, we can probably just kind of establish, if you're cool with it, that Earl is working on fixing up.
Oh yeah.
That space.
And just as a reminder, that's Mary Lynn's book, used books and Emporium. So that's the lady that had the sanctuary up on the second floor, sanctuary hidden door behind a bookcase. So, we'll reuse some of that furniture because we're economical with our set dressing. But then, Earl, you've Earled it up a little bit. Do you keep that secret door as a secret door, or have you just opened it up and continue to use that along with the chalk circle and all that spooky shit?
I think that there must be like a, even back when it was built by code, there probably had to be a fire escape somehow. So I think there's a from the second floor where that is, because it was a staircase up. I think there's an outside entrance to that space.
Cool.
That we just never quite found.
Oh,
on the first go around, because we never looked.
There was a staircase on the interior. I don't want to go too far on this, but just so I have it in my head to where I can figure stuff out. There was a staircase on the interior because you guys had to go in and you kind of broke the security camera and you went up the stairs and there's that door in the back. You went up to the second story. You guys hunted around. There were a few rooms that had a bunch of junk and books and the like in it. And then you found behind a bookcase, you found the grooves on the floor. You were able to move the bookcase and there was a secret door. Are you saying that no, the secret door is still secret. I'm sorry. And I can use, as long as Mary Lynn is fine with me having access through the store, I can use the regular. Yeah, you can use either or. Mary Lynn's cool with that. It's just that she does like to have security. She tells you about a break-in that happened last semester. It scared her.
Yeah,
deal. And so it's very important because the cameras didn't work. So
maybe me being here will help provide some extra security. That's one of the things that I add as an added benefit if she will let me rent the room. While
you're not the most charming member of the group anymore, or maybe weren't ever, but you still are able to charm her. I'm imagining that the morning is she comes in early enough she brings in some of the pastry she bakes at home, right? And maybe you have a few things, like she'll set one or two aside if you want to come down and have breakfast there in the little nook that she set up for readers right before she officially opens the bookshop, kind of thing. And she has a nice little coffee. Was there an espresso machine? I want to say that there was.
There was.
Yeah,
there was
an espresso machine.
So there will definitely be sort of a morning routine of a cherry Danish and or whatever she brings in, a scone, a dried cherry scone.
It's very hoity-toity. I think she could.
And a coffee.
A scone. Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds
Danish.
fun. I really
Danish are actual work, so I'm not going to make her make Danishes.
exactly. Who needs Danishes? So, all right, awesome, good deal. We haven't heard from our wonderful, thoughtful, and always happy Derek in a while, so we should do that thing.
Hi.
Sorry, didn't mean to neglect you. Because my time is all yours. Now, we didn't establish, or if we did establish, I didn't take a note on. Is Derek staying on campus, or is Derek? I mean,
he went home for the summer, but he will be staying on campus because home is terrible, and they want him to go to church, and he can't go.
oh man, so you gotta like sick out. Like, how are you bailing on church every Sunday morning?
Just run out then. Like, nope.
It's just like you just like straight up, nope, not gonna do it. You don't even go. I'm feeling kind of sick, or I'm really
keep getting into arguments about it, and like, stop trying to make me.
Now, Sarah she was a senior, right? So has she graduated then?
Sure, yes.
Okay. So has she moved out of Pine Box then to go hunt for a big job, or is she in that Chillicothe?
I mean, she's looking for a job, but she majored psychology, I think, and no, she doesn't have a big job yet.
Nice.
Let's be fair.
All right, so Sarah Jones.
Oh, no, it was not psychology. It was
biology. It was just like her little brother.
It was philosophy.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Philosophy. Wow, that means that she's definitely going to be working faster.
Definitely needs to look for a job for a while.
Nice. So she's living at home.
That's mean.
She's living at home. She's constantly talking about filling out stuff on Monster and Indeed and all of the websites, and she's talked to her mom into paying $400 to get her resume professionalized. You didn't even know that you could verb that, but yeah. So that's going on, and here you are blowing off all of Sunday church, Sunday morning, Sunday evening church, and Wednesday evening church. The Jones family is all aflutter at Derek's sudden flip-flop on religion. I imagine there's probably been the pastors come by to visit, to talk to you for a bit. We'd say it's Pastor Salyers, who's been at your church. I think your church is like, something like the Good Fellowship Church, something like that. It's like a little non-denominational.
Sure. Yes.
Very small, very in your business kind of church kind of deal. Like they have suppers. Like there's a lot of fellowship going on at the Good Little Fellowship Church. And so Pastor Salyers will come by, visit with you, talk to you, try to get. He senses something is afoot. Something's wrong with poor Derek, and you get the wonder of hearing him talk to your parents about his concerns, and they break down. It's kind of thing that is just on the edge of hearing, but your preternatural vampire senses get to pick up. Tip is totally cool with you crashing with her anytime and all the time. She's super cool with that. She's got this cool.
Yeah, it's starting to get on Ollie's nerves probably a bit, but
yeah, I can imagine Ollie be like, you pay half the rent, but then you're 2/3 of the people here. You're not paying any rent, and I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Ollie, but I can imagine that at some point that could be a conversation. So yeah, how much time do you spend over at Tits for the last few weeks before school starts? Tip and Ollie's.
Probably every other night.
Nice.
And certainly every Saturday night.
Yes. There you go. When you wake up on Sunday, you're not even there to say no anymore. So just kind of bringing Jessica up to speed. We picked this up with just like the weekend before school starts back up. So a lot of people have arrived. This is, of course, the fall semester. So we have the whole incoming freshmen. So Jessica, you see the row fraternity is down there all helping girls move into their dorms, right? Doing that traditional thing that's going on. Earl is kicked out to his apartment. So, you don't have to worry about going to the boys' dorm. Derek, you're returning, so you got to move some of your stuff back in. But you do hear, Jessica, from the guys, and we're not going to make them retell the story, but there was a problem. There's a new microbrew. It's been around for a few years, but this microbrewery had some problems. The Brazen Hussy beer that they put out, there were some people who got sick from it, including Tip, got violently ill, as well as some of the people who were the survivors from the field trip. The girl whose name I'm looking up because I can't remember it right off the top of my head, and I'm a terrible GM to not remember that, but I am going to look it up.
It was Kyle and what's her face?
Yes, it was Kyle Lawless and Ariel Summers. Ariel, the girl's theater girl who was super obsessed with Kyle. Remember, she actually almost gave herself over to a demon because they promised that Kyle would love her. The two of them actually started dating over the summer. She had the bravery after, nearly selling her soul to actually admit her feelings to him. And it turns out he would have been okay without the whole demon thing. They get past that. They were past their demon problems. And the two of them started dating. And Kyle remember, he's not a freshman, so he actually already lives off campus in a small, garage apartment kind of thing where there was a family that converted there over the garage area to a place where their son was staying, and their son got a job because it's Pine Box, so there's no jobs, you have to leave, and they rented the place out. And so Kyle and Ariel have been tight and really cool, but they were over at nerdy guy Matt Miranda's house playing D&D with Derek and Ollie and Earl. All of them were together drinking some Brazen Hussy. And for some reason, inexplicable reason, none of the PCs got sick from Brazen Hussy, mostly because the GM was a weenie and really should have hit them with some cool, weird, deleterious effects from that Brazen Hussy beer. Because I had a whole deck of cards with effects, but I didn't do that. It was poor choice. I got some feedback on that, but let's just say that doesn't matter. Anyway, they got sick. They found out that a witch had cursed the brewery, microbrew, and they found a witch who said, no, there are other witches. Here, let me help you out. Then they got attacked by some imps, and they defeated the imps. One of them defeated the imp in a very vicious way.
Hi.
And then
it was licorice flavored.
Licorice flavored. It was. But you guys were able to get things taken care of. So the microbrew is back on, and now they have pretty much free beer. You don't even get carded because of the thankfulness of. You got $1,000 as well. He would have given you more, but doesn't have a whole lot right now. He kind of had to deal with, problems of all that. But Maria Estea Ramirez is the witch, and she does not stay in Pine Box. She's in a nearby town. And so I just want to bring you up to speed. You're aware of all of that. So people are moving in. The Rho fraternity are going to be throwing a big end of summer bash party. Jess, of course, big man on campus, Trent, has asked if you're coming. He wants to know, are you going to be fully involved, engaged with the Rho fraternity, our big sister? Brent, not Trent. Brent, are you still our big sister?
Of course. I'll totally help organize everything. And I'm bringing my date to the party.
And he says, oh, that's great. That's awesome. That's the Earl guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. We'll have some fun. He's excited about that, or at least pretends to be. Derek, you hear about the party from Tip and Ollie. Ollie is working on some upgrades to the Requiem. So do you and Tip go? Does Tip staying to help Ollie out? Are you going stag? Are you going to the party by yourself is the question.
So wait, what I
I just sprung a whole bunch of stuff on you.
yes.
Let's
Also,
step
like,
back.
is this is happening as we're driving back from?
Oh, I'm sorry. I fast forwarded a little bit.
Passwords? Yeah.
Yeah, fast forwarded from the fixing up the microbrew. That was like, I think it was like the Saturday or something. This is the Sunday night. So everybody's coming in this weekend, moving into the dorms and the like. And the Sunday night before school starts up again, the fall semester, is when the row fraternity is throwing a big rager. That clear? Is there any stuff you want to do before we jumped ahead? Because if so, let's.
I was mostly curious about the what kind of a hangover Derek would have gotten.
Oh well, you like got more than your share, so I think that you're still pretty high on life going through this weekend.
Oh, okay.
+1 ongoing is still in effect.
Okay. Woo. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to the Rager because that's going to be cool, and all the people are going to be there. And I have to be there. So yeah, and Tip should come too. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, Tip's all about it then. If you're interested, she's interested, and
Yep,
especially
absolutely.
free beer.
Let's go.
Sweet. So Earl, you get invited. You've already moved in. It's weekend, so it's the last weekend before school starts up. You guys already have your classes lined up. Everything's ready to go. So we'll pick up with the row house, right? It's pretty big. Derek is, oh, that's pretty cute. So we pick up with the row house party. Sun's starting to set. We hear a howl off in the distance, and then some laughter as Derek drives up because Tip has stuck her head out of the window and was just playfully howling at the moon and greeting the moon. And you guys roll out, and there's a DJ who's actually playing, like mixing live music, danceable. The area's broken out. If you guys remember where poor Bethany had twisted her ankle, that dancing area is cordoned off. There's a sign up now that says dance at your own risk. And there's a picture of Bethany like stuck on the stick figure, this dancing awkwardly. So Earl and Jessica, you guys arrive together, or is Jessica there early helping to set up and Earl shows up later, maybe with Tip and Derek?
And she definitely has a lot of setup work to do.
Okay. So Brent has monopolized your time yet again in preparation for a party. Earl, do you show up on your own, or do you end up catching a ride with Derek and Tip?
Well, Derek doesn't have a car, so I guess I will drive Derek and Tip, right?
Oh, that makes sense. Yes. I don't know why I magically gave Derek a car, but he hasn't earned it, so no.
Bicycle.
Derek had a bicycle last time, and Tip had a motorcycle. So
Tip would be telling, yes, we are riding in the Camaro. And so she made you sit in the back so she could sit in the front and do the aforementioned howling at the moon, because that amuses me. So she's just
cool. They may be, depending on how things go. I haven't made any promises about getting them home, but we can. There's always Uber Earl if things go that direction.
There is Uber Earl, and in fact, there have been mentionings of the possibility of some kind of Uber Earl crossover at some point down the road. So
yeah, that would be hot.
That would be pretty great. That'd be pretty great. So is Derek's bike on the back of the Camaro, or is it just a thing he's going to have to fend for himself?
Oh, who knows? I'll probably wind up being in a position to give them a ride back. And it's Pine Box. Nothing's that far away.
I can move past that.
Awesome. So some Skrillex music, a little bit of dubstep because it's frat boys, so we have to have dubstep is playing. As you guys come in, they've got a little bit of a light show going on. There's a guy who's dressed up in a raven costume who's dancing in the middle of the dance floor. They've already got the beach volleyball court set up on the outside. Downstairs, they just moved in a pool table and a foosball table. So the downstairs basement's pretty wide open. It's a lot of stuff to do. Of course, the upstairs, those are the hookup rooms, if you're lucky or want to get lucky. And then there's also that balcony area, as you guys remember. So lots of places for everybody to hang out, declare love, get smashed, all that fun stuff. What do we see, Derek, when you come in with Tip? So Tip is wearing, I think she's just wearing like a sheath dress. She doesn't wear a whole lot of dresses, but she's wearing a sheath dress with spaghetti straps and combat boots and makeup as you guys come into the party. How about you, Derek? What's your plan here?
I'm wearing my black shirt that says "Save save the planet, kill yourself."
Such a transition. That T-shirt says so much. Sorry, I just love it. I love it. Oh, great. Cool. And of course, just because I'm just that cheesy, some guy comes up with a couple of solo cups filled with liquid, and he goes, "Hey man, you want some wine?" And he offers you a cup of wine. What do you do, Derek?
I mean, I'll take it.
Oh man, you missed my Dracula joke. Okay, that's fine.
Apparently, I'll just like sniff it a bit, like.
I don't drink wine. There you go, Rich.
Thank you, Paul. You
I put it in for you.
Yeah, there'll be a moment as Tip looks at you expecting the quote, and you just take the drink and you drink it.
Yeah.
And she downs her drink. And she's, so you want to dance? Do you want to watch some beach volleyball? Foosball, I'm really good at foosball. What do you want to do?
Beach volleyball.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. And she pull you along. You see outside the beach volleyball court set up, and a bunch of people are in. It's starting to get evening, but they're still in swimsuits, trunks, one pieces, bikinis, and music here's blasting out. It's very lively. It's like Summertime by Fresh Tint Prince, and DJ Jazzy Jeff is playing. That's right. We're going to get a little through line going. And Brent is up there, the judging table, with a couple other guys from the Row fraternity and a few girls from their sister fraternity. Is Jessica out here? Have you been drug into that? Or are you still kind of manning making sure all of the drinks and everything are set up, Jessica?
I think she's making sure all of the drinks are set up, but she did tell Earl to just text when he was arriving, and she would join him.
Nice. Oh, so you just got a text from Earl. You probably
okay. Then she'll poke Cindy or whoever's there doing the voluntary stuff. It's like, can you take over? Because I'm going to see my boyfriend now.
Oh yeah, sure. Brett's outside with the beach volleyball.
Yeah, it's not my boyfriend. You can totally have him. He's not seeing anyone.
Oh, I thought he was with you.
No.
Oh, okay. Wow. Did you hear that? And she leans over to talk to another girl from the sorority, and you can make your way over to meet up with Earl,
who suddenly had yet another one of those inexplicable waves of rage that I don't know. It might be a neurological condition. I don't understand.
When Jessica comes out of the kitchen to meet with you, there's just something about the lighting. You see the silhouette that she cast. There are like these two. It's a trick of the light. There was some other thing, but it looks like bunny ears on the top of the back of her head. But you look at her, she's fine. She's fine. She's wearing a hair bow, but there's no bunny ears on it.
It's like potential bunny ears.
Potential bunny ears. Yeah, like there's something in the way of the light, and it's just a weird trick. You know, like shadow puppets, guys. Like, you know, you can do a dog. It's like that.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I will walk up to join her and give her a kiss.
Hey.
And hey, man, these guys know how to rock, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to. Did you say Skrillex?
Yeah. It's now they've moved to some T-Pain remixes.
Yeah. So now I'm
awesome.
listening to T-Pain as interpreted by some guy on the internet, you know.
Exactly.
And
they keep laying in DJ Khaled going, "We the best music," because that's all of his lyrics.
Yeah. You know, I'm just kind of waiting for, you know, Flow Rida or something like that to happen next.
Call. I'm writing it down. That's going. It's next.
And I give her a kiss and I say, "So, what's on the agenda tonight?"
Well, all the normal stuff. They have foosball tables now and a pool table, I think. So yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to happen tonight, but it should be nice. Volleyball is still there, of course. Some traditions have to be kept. I don't know. There's enough punch.
Well,
we have that covered.
I will offer Jessica his arm, just like in almost a joking fashion, like let's get this started, and then go grab a beer. I'm assuming they've got a keg of Shinerbach or Brazen Hussy or something.
Oh yeah, they actually, to try to restore faith in the community. Jason has Mr. Miranda has offered very, very cheap, like huge discounts on Brazen Hussy. There's a few Brazen Hussy like banners out by the volleyball court, right? It's trying to advertise and get everybody, yeah, come back. Brazen Hussy is great. So yeah, there's a lot of Brazen Hussy out there.
So I guess I'll turn to Jess as I see the keg and say, Brazen Hussy?
That joke has been made like a bunch of times this week. But sure.
See, but it's funny because I'm saying it to you.
To your girlfriend? That makes it funny? Is that the funny part?
That didn't work out very well.
Maybe I'll just have some punch.
Okay. I'll get you some punch. So I'll walk up and ask Cindy for 2 cups of punch.
Nice. Cindy
now that I've embarrassed myself with the Brazen Hussy.
There's probably somebody who was eavesdropping and they chuckled. Cindy, she pours some into the cup and she's, so you're the guy that we all thought that Jessica was with Brent. Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to do this for myself. You can ignore this role. This is sort of a fake act under pressure. Okay, good.
See how that goes.
Good. I do not actually crush the plastic cup, the paper cup with the punch in it. I said no. Yeah, we've been pretty much dating since last fall.
Wait, that's like a year. How did I not even hear about this? Wow, you guys really kept it on the down low.
It was really good to see you again, Cindy. Thanks for the punch.
Great. It's good. It's like, just so you know, it's like super alcoholic.
Good. I'm glad for that. And then I come back to Jessica, and I'm making the assumption based on history that Brent is out on the beach volleyball court.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would really like to do, this is Earl's plan, is to at some point give Jessica a big old kiss somewhere within view of the judges' table at the beach volleyball court.
That's so.
But
Well,
Clever.
she's
But
one of
it's-
the judges, right? So.
well, no, she's inside. But I'm not going to be like super obvious about it. So we'll wander around. I'm just going to follow where Jessica leads because this is her gig, right? This is her.
She'll probably give him
Her
like a
place.
tour of the entire house and how it looks now and the new decorations that they put up. And
Awesome.
Nice. That's so cool. We get like a tour. So we're going to cut outside as you guys head off on your tour. I am curious though, once you get up to the hookup level, if anything's going on there, but we'll come back to that. We'll stick a pin in that for now. You come out to the beach volleyball level, like the exterior. The way I'm seeing is like several
Jumping, going woo.
Exactly. There's the woo girls. There's the whole thing. Yeah, you're all up in it. You're really loving it. There are so there's beach volleyball is actually on ground level. When you come in, there's a set of stairs, and there's like this whole kind of balcony. It's all wooden. These guys all got together. They spent like hundreds of dollars at the Home Depot to set all this up, and that's where they have the picnic tables, like judging area. And as you get in, there's a couple of guys that are currently playing right now, and they're trying to round up others. And Brent sees you, and he's like, "Hey, it's Derek Jones. Derek, man, why don't you play? Why don't you play? You and your friend."
I'm planning to. I'm feeling it. I think I'll do well tonight.
Nice. And Tip, she like comes up. She goes, "You seriously want to play volleyball?
Oh yeah.
You aren't much of a joiner. This is cool."
I'm gonna look. I got this. I got this.
All right.
I'm really fast now, you know.
Yeah. All right. Do you want me to just watch or?
What, are you not playing? Come on.
Oh, thank God. All right, cool. So she gets out and she kind of jumps down, and she's just wearing that like black dress and combat boots, and everybody else is kicking off their shoes because it's a sand volleyball court. So she thinks about it for a moment, and then she will go ahead and pull off. And the sheath dress, you see that bite that you remember on the back of her leg, that huge bite mark, and a couple other people notice it. You're down on the beach volleyball level, but she's not really mindful of it, right? She's just taking off her combat boots. She sets them off to the side on a little wooden pallet where other people set their shoes and come back around. And you guys start to play beach volleyball. I'm really curious. Like, are you playing to win? Are you looking to take people down?
I'm high on demon cocaine blood. Like I'm playing to win. Like I'm moving fast.
Nice. Cool. Well, you've got that +1 forward from the demon blood. I think what we'll have you do is we'll just simulate this as an actor under pressure. I mean, I don't imagine that you're trying to hurt anybody, so tough doesn't necessarily work out. You're just trying to be cool and amazing. So let's have you act under pressure to see how well you and Tip play against. We're going to say it's a member of the swim team who's also a row. And his girlfriend. Oh, that is adorable. Little Hello Kitty thing. Snake Eyes. Oh my. So the good news is that you get an experience point.
Yay.
Interestingly enough, I think what would it take? It would take a snake. You've got you're cool 0. I keep thinking that you have a 1 or 2.
Yeah, I have a +1, so
super charming. Cool. So play for a bit, and at one point, Tip, who by the way is a really gifted athlete. Like her body moves. She moves very well. She's great dexterity. And there's a point where she kind of does that little setup, and you feel that hunger of like, I've got the perfect spike. and swim team guy is there, and he's actually bending down to try to jump up, but he's just not fast enough. You go up. There's that moment where you clear the net. Like we see the net, like here, your face comes up and over it. And we see the ball, and you've got this perfect spike. You just nail him. What do you do?
Wait, I nail him, and then
No, you could. I'm saying you have that opportunity. Like you have the volley.
Oh yeah, I take it.
Thanks, Jules. As a person who's watched national competitions, I'm glad that you approve of my ability to narrate a little bit of volleyball going on.
I
Spike
totally
comes up, and you've got the perfect opportunity to just spike it and hit him right in the face if you want. What do you do?
Absolutely.
Man, so your knife hand comes right across. You hit the ball. It goes down like a bullet. It hits him right in the forehead as he's coming up. He actually his body just gels out for a second, and he ends up actually falling into the net for a bit, face first. You know, we have the skin stretches out where the net stretches. He drops down to his knees, and he's dazed for a second. And we have the guy from the row who's sitting in the little, lifeguardy kind of chair right by the net. He throws up a flag and he screams out like he's the I'm old, so I'm going to make this joke, and I don't care if you don't even get it. He's the judge in Karate Champ video game. Point. And by the way, go watch Karate Champ on YouTube. That was a perfect rendition, perfect impression. Just taking credit for it. Perfect. I nailed it, guys. So that happens. Jump up, people die like, oh my god, look at his face. And the girl who was with this guy, we're gonna call this guy, say his name is Chaz, right? So she comes around to Chaz and she pulled, and you see there's like a volleyball stitch impression on his forehead from how hard you wailed him. And
I'm just still going, yeah.
And Tip's like, oh my god, that was amazing. She dances around. She thinks this is great. She's all about some competition. And you guys are celebrating at this point. Guys like, okay, he's out. You win by default. It's Derek Jones and Tip. And you guys are up dancing around. Music goes up. Brent's like, yeah, that's amazing. Here. And he hands off a 6-pack of Brazen Hussy it's the summer shandy edition of Brazen Hussy that's handed down for you guys. It's pulled out of a cooler, and it's your prize, right? And you also get, they would have some kind of chintzy trophy that they picked up. Like, you want a trophy. There's a bunch of trophies that are being handed out. It's like, these are millennials, so everyone gets a trophy, but your trophy's special. So all that's going on, and then all of a sudden you hear out in the volleyball area, you hear, hey, bitches, Jack's back. And you look up and you see wearing slightly different, but still Hawaiian shirt underneath, like the undershirt underneath, a few gold chains that he wasn't wearing before. Just as a reminder, because it's been a while, I'll show you guys the picture of Jack, because it is none other than Jack Brown. But there's Jack is back here. He's wearing his Crocs.
Oh, quick, read, quick.
Yeah, go ahead, read if you want. It's fine. So yes, it's Jack Brown, the guy he's balded just a little bit more, but when he comes in, he declares himself back. Everyone looks around, and it's like he has this crazy magnitude. People start cheering, like they're excited. Even Brent's like, oh man, come on over here. Hey, everybody, it's Jack Brown. He's calling over the little microphone thing with the loudspeakers. What do you do, Derek?
I'll probably, I'm oh, hey, Jack. It's good to see you. Hey, y'all, you should have seen me. I'm just
Nice. You're still going. You're buzzing, man. Cool. So the volleyball, they actually have to switch out volleyballs while they check. Maybe the seal came loose from that big hit or something. Everybody makes a joke about Chaz's head broke the volleyball. And you, after getting your wonderful trophy, you guys are kind of shuffled off to drink and hang out. And Tip asks, like, hey, that was really great. Do you want to hit the hot tub or something, man?
Me?
Yeah. hot tub.
That sounds cool. Yeah, let's do that.
Nice. So you guys start to head over to the hot tub, and Jack Brown is he's effectively like holding court. He's like a visiting king with Brent Rodriguez. So we'll cut back inside. The tour has been going on. Jessica, you're showing all of the new. What's the coolest new poster that's like up on the wall this semester? You are muted.
I said, that's a tough question. I think I have like some horrible Photoshop things going where they have like, they take like movie posters and they put all the guys from the swim team in there, like with their faces Photoshopped in there.
That's fun.
So I'm not sure what the last Star Wars movie was, but they probably have one of those posters and then just put in all the swim team show
Yeah,
members.
it was Last Jedi. Yeah. Are your head? If they Photoshop it in your head over Leia?
Probably, yeah.
Nice. I think Brent is probably Rey.
That's funny.
Because they have fun with that kind of stuff, and we'll say like the head of the sorority is Kylo, and it's like one of the things where they're staring each other off, and they have President Nelson as the picture for. Oh my God! Holy crap! Who is the Sith master of Kylo Ren in Last Jedi? I am so bad. I can't.
Can't help you there.
No.
What?
No.
Snoke. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying no. I'm like, don't say no to me. I'm the MC.
Supreme Leader Snoke.
Yes, Supreme Leader Snoke. Thank you very much. So yeah, President Nelson is Supreme Leader Snoke. Wow, I just lost some nerd points.
I've only seen 3 Star Wars movies, and they all had Harrison Ford as a charming man of 35. So after that I stopped watching. I have no clue what happens.
You went out on top. I'll say that.
I
went out on top. That was probably a good choice. I haven't seen any of them. I have mixed feelings about that. Little mixed feelings. Okay. So the tour goes on. Where do you guys end up when I'm going to have somebody come up to talk to you? Where do you guys end up?
Well, apparently at the volleyball court. No?
Oh, sweet. Cool. So you're at the volleyball court.
I thought that we were heading.
Awesome. So yeah, you do the tour. You come out to the volleyball court. You see Jack Brown is there, chumming it up with Brent Rodriguez. Jack, people seem to really dig Jack. Like, remember, he was kind of the party guy who never left third floor dorm, but now
Didn't people think he was sort of a dweeby loser last year?
They did.
But he always had beer.
And drugs, I think. Did he not sell, like, weed?
Seemed like he always seemed to have a supply of it, yeah.
Weird. Do you have a sudden tendency to worship him or something?
Do I have a sudden tendency to worship him, Keeper?
You do not. No.
No, I don't have a sudden tendency to worship him.
No, me neither. I guess we're immune. I wonder what happened to all the mono people. Actually.
Apparently, none of them came back.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a very high dropout rate from the freshman year. Unprecedented for East Texas University.
Now I sort of feel like we should have looked into it more.
Yeah, I always had that nagging feeling at the back of my brain. But somehow other things just kept taking precedence.
Well, they were more urgent and like Fang-like and stuff. So I feel a bit bad now.
Yeah, well.
What if some of these guys would have been like science superheroes? Like maybe the next cure for cancer just got monoed. Or
we'll keep a better eye out this year. We were still learning.
Okay, that's true. That's true. We're still learning. Yes. That is, you should not make yourself feel bad about stuff that you didn't know yet that you know now. Gotcha.
Right.
This year, no one's getting mono on our watch. And she's sort of closely. Unless it's like actual mono, in which case I guess it's okay and they should see a doctor.
Yes, indeed. We have the most delightful conversations, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. So anyhow, this is where they play volleyball.
Yeah. Wait, they made some improvements on that judge's chair since last year.
Yeah, a few. I tried to teach them like actual volleyball signs and actual volleyball rules, but with middling success. Like, I don't even know why that guy has a flag and keeps yelling point all the time.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Sometimes people go for the theatrics.
And of course, we hear him in like match point. Throws up another flag. He's only got a red and a white flag. That's all he's got. Both of your phones buzz with an incoming text message. Derek, I don't know. Yeah, yours would too. Yeah, I don't know if you're in the if your phone's like sitting right outside the hot tub.
Yeah, probably.
Or not. But yeah, your phone would buzz with a text message as well. It's from Matt Miranda.
Matt Miranda.
Matt Miranda.
That usually means nothing good is happening.
What's he saying?
Cool. So his text, which he sent one to Jess as well. He says, "Hey guys, cops just found Kyle's car. Cops just found Kyle's car. It looks bad, like it flipped over a bunch of times. They're looking for his body."
I turn to Jessica and say, I wonder why he's texting us.
Yeah, well, probably with some good reason. Let's find out where it is.
Sounds like a car accident.
Well, if it was a car accident, then he wouldn't be texting us, would he?
So I'll text Matt back. Where, ? And what's funky about this?
Cool.
Period.
Awesome. He texts you back, and I don't think he could drop a pin. So you say it's a lonely road that's on the outside of Pine Box. It would say it's like Oliver Edwards Road. And what's funky about it, he says, someone stole his body. He couldn't have walked away.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think Earl would necessarily have this, but hey, Jess, do you have Ariel's number?
Jess would have Ariel's number.
Yeah, of course.
Can you text her and see if she's okay? And then maybe we'll go sneak a look.
Like, do you want me, like, what if she doesn't know anything yet? Like, if I go like, hey,
just
are you okay?
Ask her if she's coming to the row party.
Okay. That's clever.
That's clever.
You're clever.
Thank you.
Cool. So you give her a call. Her phone rings a few times, goes to voicemail.
Oh, that's not good. I'll send her a text as well.
Okay. Cool. She doesn't answer it over the next few minutes.
That's not good.
Where is the hot tub in relation to the volleyball court?
Oh, hot tub's on the outside. It's not far. Like you can see the hot tub. It's underneath. They've actually built like a platform over top of it so that you can't get rained on while you're not with it.
You actually see Derek jumping off the sides and cannonball
in a hot tub. That's crazy.
A hot tub.
Nice. It's an above ground hot tub type deal, right?
Yeah.
So he can actually jump down and in. And Tip is just peals of laughter. Other girls are like, "Oh, a hot tub? Like, what the hell?"
Shall we go spoil Tip and Derek's plans?
Well, we should at least invite him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, before walking entirely away, I said, I think our night's about to get complicated.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to do this real quick, and I make sure that Brent happens to be looking in our direction, and then I give Jess a big kiss.
Nice. How is Jess's reaction to this? Yeah,
I think Jess is initially confused, and she's like, "Okay," but she has been trying to gain some girlfriend skills, so she actually sort of glances sideways at the volleyball court, and then like steps it up a bit more, just because she sort of sees what he's doing.
Nice, nice.
Like, you can have this. Yeah,
It's awesome.
I'll give you this one.
I'll give you this one.
And then we'll wander. Then, with a spring in his step, Earl will lead the way to the hot tub.
Nice. Yeah, Brent's reaction is like, oh, He's not mad. He's not like, oh, it's just more of a, oh, I didn't know it was that way, but okay, that's fine. I'll just mark that. And then he goes off and he laughs, and so he sits a little closer to the president of the sorority. He's going to move on, maybe. We'll see.
No solo cups crushed.
Yeah, he crushes a solo cup. That's it. That's his thing. Because since you rolled not to do this, he has to crush his solo cup.
Yay.
You guys kind of trudge through the little bit of sand that's at the edge of the volleyball court after you come down the stairs. Actually, you came out to the ground level, right? You could have seen up to them. And you walk past the volleyball court where they're playing a new match. And I'm imagining that Tip, trying to play along, she's already taken off her combat boots. She would have just stripped off her dress, so she's wearing like black underwear underneath, and that's how she got into the. She didn't plan on getting in a hot tub, but hey, why not? And so, yeah, did you check? So, are you aware of this text message, Derek, or you're still doing?
Oh no, I haven't checked it yet.
Okay. So
I'm too busy going woo.
You are the woo girl. So Earl and Jessica have come over. You spot them with your preternatural senses.
I'll probably try to splash them as they get closer. Hey guys!
Stop with the splashy!
Get in!
Actually, me and Earl are gonna go and investigate a thing.
Ooh, what kind of thing?
Like, sort of looks around to see how many people are here, and also why Derek is being an ooh girl.
Our kind of thing.
Oh, awesome! I'm in. Tip, are you in?
Yeah, of course. I mean, sure. Let's investigate.
Jumps out of the hot tub clumsily, starts putting in his clothes right away, like even though he's still dripping.
The clothes are all sticking to him and everything.
Yeah. I assume he's like in wet boxer shorts at this point.
Oh,
yeah.
This is good.
Awesome. Earl actually turns his head so that he doesn't inadvertently see more than he wants to.
Little peekaboo action you worried about? Okay. Tip will dry herself off before she puts her dress on. And she mumbles, yeah, this seems way better than getting lucky. Let's go do our thing instead of that other thing.
Sorry.
It's okay. He's super energetic.
Yeah.
Does he have like a lot to drink, or did he eat a lot of sugar, or
Nothing more than normal that I've seen. No, he's just.
Derek, is this still? And you can hear the ellipsis as Earl doesn't actually finish that sentence. You hear the ...
The licorice, yeah, man, it's awesome.
still what? What's the ellipsis?
The licorice.
We pick up with the four of you walking outside so you can continue this conversation. Like, as a quick thing of you busting, like a couple of just quick shots of you walking back inside through the kitchen. Cindy going, did you see him making out? And come into the dining room and then past the Dancing Raven mascot. And bam, you head out to the porch and you're now tromping your way towards the Camaro. And now you can ask about the period of lips.
Yeah, we told you about that, our little imp incursion.
Little purple dudes.
That sounded really weird, and I still think you should make sketches, but yeah.
Oh, give me a piece of paper.
No, not right now.
Oh.
Focus. Focus, man.
Yeah,
Focus.
I'm here.
All right.
Let's do it. So little purple bits.
Derek is like that dog from Up Now.
What?
Yes. Yes. Only everything is a squirrel. All right. Jess, you get shotgun. Sorry, Tip and Derek, but there are some privileges to membership.
Oh, that's fine. We'll be in the back seat. Right, Tip?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Sorry. The privileges to being dating or something. Yeah. So you guys drive along, and it's a pine box. So it's like 10 minutes later when you pull up to Oliver Edwards Road, you see that there's still a cop car here, and you can see the big cut in the grass as some car has gone off the road, and you can see the little. It was Kyle's car, so it was a hybrid, and you can see that it's kind of flipped over and ends up like slammed into the side of a tree. What do you do?
I will drive slowly past, just with respect for the police car, and then pull over to the shoulder about 10 yards down the road. My intention is to say that I recognized the car, wanted to know if Kyle was okay because he was a friend of mine.
All right.
So I'm walking up again very respectfully because of my being a young black man in Texas. Very respectfully and with my hands in plain sight. I'm wearing jeans and in a sort of Western shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Those with the different colored yoke than the body.
Nice. Okay.
But no cowboy hat.
Okay.
And
Jessica and Derek, are you following or leaving? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So you're all in earshot as Earl bridges the gap here. The cop you recognize, like familiar stranger type deal. This is not the detective that you worked with before. He's just a trooper who.
Right. And of course, Earl hasn't realized that he's not the most charming one in the party yet.
I know. How could he not?
Because of the way Derek acts. So
he gets away with it. It's so amazing. He's like the Judd Nelson of the group.
He sort of automatically kind of takes a little bit of the lead here, and then we'll step back and let things happen. But I'm like, excuse me, sir. I recognize the license plate on that car. It belongs to a friend of mine. Do you know if he's okay?
Do you know Kyle Lawless? He answers.
Yes, I do.
He's got his the notepad type thing, and he's been writing some notes, and he walks over. Still have the red and blue lights kind of flashing. Well, he's had a pretty bad accident, at least his car has. It looks like he might have been thrown clear. So I've got an APB started. I'm wondering if maybe he got some head trauma and tried to walk away. Not entirely sure what's happened here. It looks like he maybe was a car coming the other way, swerved. You could see that, and he points. You could see the little bit. And then it just tipped over. It's a little bit of a hill here.
Tip.
Snickers, but then looks guilty at that.
Well, I know you're probably marshaling resources, but if there's a chance he has a head injury, I'm sure we wouldn't mind beating the bushes some.
Yeah, maybe we can help you do a sweep. That's what they call it, right?
Nice. So it sounds like you're trying to manipulate him to slightly bend the protocol. So let's see you manipulate a person, and I definitely see where Jessica's trying to help. So she can definitely roll.
All right.
Oh,
That's good because my helping is worth +2 these days.
yeah, you are. You're a
Yeah.
super helper.
What do you roll to help again?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wah, wah.
Burp, burp, burp.
Well, at least it's flat.
I'm a 9 without help. So
Ooh, Jessica, come on.
Oh, I have a 5. I'm not
Oh.
helping. I'm not helping.
Not helping. Okay. So the manipulation is successful, but you get an XP, Jessica, for your help.
Yay!
Yeah, yeah. So you two, he says, time's of the essence. It's pretty late on a Sunday night. I don't have a whole lot of guys that are going to be able to respond right away. Sure, that would help. Your phone rings, Jessica.
Oh,
Jessica.
Yeah,
Jessica's
I pick
phone
up.
rings.
I pick up. Hey!
It's Ariel.
Oh, hi, Ariel. I say like loudly. I sort of flick at Earl and panic expression.
Oh, Jessica's the worst liar. So he assumes the trooper assumes, hey, well, if you guys could head this way, and he starts trying to organize the three of you, letting Jessica do whatever phone thing. Ariel says, hello, Jessica, you left me a text. What's going on?
I called you to ask if you were coming to the row party.
No. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
It doesn't sound like you're at the party.
I helped prepare it.
Great.
She's sort of shooting like increasingly more panic looks at Earl, who's probably distracted while talking to like, the policeman.
Okay, well, I need to go.
Yeah, I need to go too. Shall we talk later?
Great. Click.
yeah, the officer was taking up most of Earl's attention, so sadly you got no help. And I think if you want to, as we leave for the bio, Earl is fairly prepared. He has 2 flashlights in the trunk of the Camaro.
It's no Requiem, but it sounds like you got some stuff laid out.
Well, he has a road kit, and
yeah,
and you never have just one flashlight.
Nice.
Because
Cool.
in Texas, everything's between towns. Everything's a billion miles apart. So,
yes, we will pick up with you guys grabbing all your stuff and starting to look around. But for now, we'll take a 5 or so minute bio break. We'll see you guys in a few.
cool.
I'm back. All right. So you guys are looking for Kyle Lawless out in the wooded area to the west of Pine Box off of Oliver Edwards Road. Did you explain, like you said, hey, I'm talking to Ariel, Earl got caught up in talking to the trooper. Is there anything you wanted to express to him or specifically to Earl and Derek when you're done with the phone call? Or
That was Ariel on the phone. I didn't know what to say. What should I have said? I said I was, well, I didn't say I was at the party because I'm not, but I don't, like, she seemed really preoccupied. So she probably has shit going on, maybe the same shit. Maybe she's here. I don't know.
Okay.
Does she know?
Well, she was upset about something. She sort of sounded like me, actually. I was like, we were having the same conversation, only on different sides. And both of us were clearly not saying things.
Well,
maybe I should have said things.
That clarifies everything.
It does?
No, not really.
Oh. Okay. I hate it when you do surprise sarcasm.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to make the sarcasm sign. Next time I'll try to remember.
No, that's just patronizing.
Okay, so I imagine we're having this conversation at the trunk of the Camaro as I pull out the flashlight.
yeah, that sounds good. Like, yeah, that's the business that goes on is you're like handing out flares and everything. And Tip says, guys, like if we can dish the trooper, Derek and I can find this. If Kyle's out here, we'll find him quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he sent us to a different area. So, yeah, he sent us to a different area. I think we can. I get it. You're good, man. So I tell you what, let's split up into two pairs. And maybe Jessica and I will be the obvious stumbling around in the woods looking for our friend, and the two of you can use
get shit done. Okay, cool.
Yep. So we'll make sure the trooper still hears somebody looking around while you do what you do. Does that make sense?
She like punches you in the arm, like all camaraderie style. Like, good. Derek, you start this off, man, because I really don't want to strip down naked, and I really don't want to rip my clothes. So you do this, okay?
Okay.
Nice.
Is this the first time that Tip has ever told Derek she doesn't want to strip naked?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes.
Maybe she's shy around Earl and Jessica. Cool. So, Derek Jones, who has preternatural speed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I run off and start looking for stuff.
Sounds awesome. Why don't you go ahead and don't forget your +1 because these senses being sharpened will be helpful. Go ahead and roll me a sharp, and you are trying to effectively investigate a mystery.
All right.
The new investigate a mystery, more flexible investigation starts at row 82 on the custom moves tab of our play sheet.
I'll be a 9.
9er. Nice. Even with your +1?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. 7 to 9. You can ask the keeper one general question.
Let me look at the custom move.
And you can use the investigate a mystery format for your questions if you're lost for exactly what to ask.
I mean, I guess I'm sort of going, what's being concealed here, as in I'm trying to find something. So
awesome. So the trooper heads off and Earl and Jessica are, wandering through the woods. Tip comes around. She's sniffing a little bit. You sense this as well. First thing is that what's being concealed here. Whoever was in the driver's side of this car died. There's no way that impact, that they survived that impact. Secondly, they were pulled out of this car. You can see that there's glass across the hood that is not consistent. You can see the blood on the hood as well. So their body was pulled out of.
So he was pulled through the front windshields.
Sorry. He was pulled through the. My hand gesture is probably really confusing. It appears that while the trooper said he probably was flung out of the vehicle, it looks to you, just from the blood patterns on the hood of the car, that he was dragged out. The car's up on his side. He was dragged out of the front of the thing. Alternatively, he could have crawled, but if so, that is a supernatural thing, because he could not have survived it and crawled out.
I do actually run my finger on the bloods and
tastes good. Really, really good. Like, human blood good. Not like there's something special about this blood good. He's not imp blood good.
If Earl is still within eyesight of this, he turns his head.
Yeah.
Just subtly.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool. So that's what you garner from looking there. Tip sniffs around a bit, and she catches the scent of the blood trail and follows it up to the road, and then tells you it disappears.
Weird. Was there maybe there's like a secret passage? There could be a secret passage. You never know.
Jessica?
Yeah?
I think maybe it might be time for some juju.
What do you mean?
Out of character, I mean, you can use magic to see the past. In character, maybe Earl says, maybe there's some ritual you can do to see what happened after the crash.
Oh. Hey, that's a great idea. I thought Derek and Tip would just find him like that, but if it's going to be harder than that.
Well, the blood trail disappeared. So at the road here.
But what about the cop? Because a ritual is kind of hard to hide. What with being so awesome and all.
Well, he's off beating the bushes in the other direction for now.
Okay.
He's only going to come back on a failed move.
Okay. So, quick solo ritual.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solo.
I don't like it if it's quick and subtle.
Well, then you got the right man, baby.
With the right car. Oh, that's a 3. Plus weird is a 5. Plus... No, that's it, I think.
Yeah, you're not hitting the
If
ball.
only I had a sacred oath.
If only you had a sacred oath. Oh.
Then I would have had a 6, so I would still get XP.
Cool.
So I guess burning that incense was not so subtle after all.
Yeah, as they said. So you plop down and start trying to cast this ritual, and as you do, the trooper comes back. Like, you see the flashlight flashing, and then bam, it's like on your face as you're sitting near this. And he's, what are you kids doing?
I'm literally just holding like the gourd filled with like stuff and the thing. And
he shines it into your face, Earl, and then back to yours, Jessica, and he asks you, "What are you doing, young lady? Is this some kind of joke? You guys aren't filming this, are you?"
Nope. Earl?
Sir, as you'll see, the blood trail leads up here to the road, and then seems to end abruptly. And my friend, she is an anthropology major, and she heard about a practice of the Abo people in Africa that sometimes they would try to find the
Kids,
or
listen. I know
lost.
Pine Box is weird, but just go. I appreciate y'all's help. I'll find the kid. I've got a radio in from a couple of guys that are on the way out here. You kids got school tomorrow. Just where are those other two? Just gather them up and you guys go on. I appreciate your help, but I don't need some Aboriginal Obagabwe, whatever hoodoo you guys are trying to pull here. I just need to find a kid that may be wandering through the woods, okay?
Okay. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
We're just trying to help. I don't think it's even sage.
That was a great fail.
You always make your fails so much better.
So we'll wait for, I mean, since this is where the trail ends,
Mhm.
I'm assuming that Derek and Tip will...
Yeah, they're not far away. So you guys can gather up and get back in the car. Pick up with you guys driving back towards Pine Box. Tip will say, I know the two of them were close, but I smelled Ariel all over that car and outside of it.
Oh, shit.
And outside of it.
Yeah.
Well, that explains why she was like on the phone with me and like had something that she definitely wasn't saying.
Huh.
Should we call her back?
I'll wait until we get to a Piggly Wiggly parking lot and pull into the lot or something like that.
Sorry.
Let's call again and maybe put her on speaker. Hey, Derek, for some reason you seem to be able to get information out of people. Why don't you talk to her?
Oh, talking. I can talk. I do good talking.
He does the best talking.
Yes, I do the best talking. I don't know why, but today feels like a really great day.
I think upbeat Derek is almost more disturbing than regular Derek.
I try.
Here are a couple rings. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say Jessica fills in the ritual log sheet.
Not super successful.
Failed.
A couple rings, and you hear the phone is answered by Ariel, and it sounds like she's outside. It's not that like she's not at the party. It's just that you have that kind of open expanse kind of feel with the echo, and she says, "Jess, hey."
I assume I already gave the phone to Derek, or am doing so now.
Oh, I thought it was speakerphone, so everybody.
Okay. Oh, hey, Ariel. I wanted to call you back. We're in the car. Here's Derek.
Hi, I'm Derek.
She knows that. She knows.
Hey,
I am Groot.
Derek.
Hi, what are you doing?
You hear
What
a
are you
grunt for a second, and then, yeah, I'm fine.
What you up to?
Nothing.
Nothing. You want to come hang out with us and do nothing, or are you busy
I'm busy. I'm
doing
working on something. It's
thing?
really important.
What you doing? Because it's not nothing. Then if you're busy,
This is just something bad. Something real bad happened, and I'm trying to fix it. That's all. It's fine. I'll see you guys in a few days.
Is it Kyle?
are you trying to fix Kyle?
Have you guys heard what happened to Kyle?
Well, we're sort of outside of his car, so yes.
Listen,
we were.
He'll show up in another day or two. He'll be fine. Okay, everything's gonna be fine.
Are you going to do some necromancy shit or something? Be honest.
All right, now you need to manipulate her. Go ahead and roll plus charm to manipulate her. To be honest here.
Wow. Roses for Derek being both really annoying and still getting people to talk.
I mean, I rolled a 4, but that's still an 8.
You still hit. Wow. Good. So yeah, with a 4, that's actually still a pretty solid hit because you have a 3 charm and you have +1 ongoing from the Implood. So yeah, it turns out that's a mixed success. On a 7 to 9, the keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. I think that the worst outcome is the answer. A little bit, but it's okay. We found ley lines all across the campus, and there's this nexus point in the bell tower, and all I need to do is finish up this chalk outline, and he's going to come back. Don't worry. I'm almost done.
Yeah, but like undead and necromancy shit never goes well, you know. I should know.
Well, I don't even know what that means. But listen, that's a bunch of puritanical hypocrites who are showing that stuff. That's just the movies. This is really gonna work.
Where are you gonna do it? We'll help.
I should go. Okay.
No. Wait. I tried.
Well, if the nexus point is in the bell tower, she's not going to do it there.
That's what I heard. I heard bell. I heard bell tower.
You guys are good listeners.
Let's go.
A+.
So because it's Texas and Earl is 20 and he's in an empty parking lot driving a Camaro, he does a donut real quick on the way out of the parking lot.
Woohoo! I thought you were going to do a handbrake turn.
Yeah, so one full donut and then zips out because he knows all the cops are going to be the other direction right at the moment. So he's hightailing it back to campus. Nice. And it's late at night, so he'll park in the faculty lot or wherever's closest to the bell tower.
Nice. And the music that's playing as you take off a wall in the Camaro is like something by the Butthole Surfers. You know, I don't give up the FBI. I don't give up the CIA. So that's going on. And when they pull into the faculty lot, we actually see the faculty parking only. You pull out. Tip. She totally is like she's loving that. That's a good move.
I parked in President Nelson's spot.
Oh wow. That is the best, worst thing ever.
If only we had time to make a picture and send it to Tekla, but
you like pull in, you park, throw it into park, right? And then off in the distance, you see this bedroom, pristine, clean white sheets, and President Nelson sits up in bed, looks like something odd has happened. All right, we come back to you guys, and you're running across campus, and we see the bell tower that's up on campus, and Jessica, you being an initiate, Earl, you being a professional, you're trained to see such things, and Derek, you being a vampire, the three of you see this from the bell tower area, right? It's actual bell, like you can look out from the bell, you can ring the bell, kind of this classic style. It's up on top of one of the buildings. It's older architecture. You see this flash of light that happens, and then this murky haze around the bell tower. And Derek, you feel something calling to you, like pulling you, urging you to go closer.
Oh, I do.
Nice. You have preternatural speed. You can leave these guys in the dust if you want.
Yes, I do, because then, not in the least because I need to, what's it called? I need to, what could go wrong?
There you go. What could go wrong? Bam, you take off running. What about Earl and Jessica? You guys running, or are you walking, being cautious and being careful? You know,
This seems like running time.
running
Yep.
time.
Running time, yes.
Nice.
Definitely running time.
Tip says, do you want me to catch up to him?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
And she says, shit, I like this dress. And she dives forward and kind of explodes into a dire wolf and takes off after and leaves you guys in the dust. So, as you're coming closer to the building with the bell tower on it, Derek, you see these glowing lines crisscrossing the campus. They vary in width and color, but every time that they intersect, you see that it glows with an extra intensity. These are things that you realize maybe you've felt all along, but right now, in this moment, perhaps with whatever Ariel has done, or perhaps the blood of the imps, you're able to see these ley lines. And you are able to see how there are several that combine right at the bell tower. It's the psychology building, the Rockefeller Psychology Center. And you can see that there is energy. Do they match the strings on the map? They are close, but the ley lines have moved over time. So, on past reconstruction, it's a great question that came through chat. Do they match the strings on the map? They're very close, but it's as if things are just gently shifting, like tides might move something over time. So the psychology building is locked on weekends and at night. So you are there, Derek, well ahead of your friends. You hear the of the wolf that is Tip loping after you, but you're still well ahead of her. What do you want to do?
I basically just want to head right in. Like, hello.
Nice. You're just gonna bust down the door? Is that the plan? Just like kick down the door?
I mean, if the door is
It's
locked,
super locked. Yeah, it's locked.
then I'll try to kick it in. But
It sounds awesome. Why don't you kick some ass on that door?
okay, I will.
Roll plus tough.
Yes. Well, I'm a bit tougher now. That's a 9.
A 9er. Okay, on a 7 to 9, you guys swap
No,
harm.
it's 10 because +1 from.
Oh, nice. You get to choose an extra effect.
I mean, the extra effect being that it looks awesome. Just like,
Okay. Sweet. You take +1 forward then from that. Yeah, you kick the door open. Boom. You're going to take 1 just kind of stun harm to your foot. It was severely locked, right? So you take 1 stun harm, but you're okay, and that'll drop off after time. As you enter the psychology center, you can pick your way around to try to find the stairs, and you smell blood on the air. It's distant, it's far away, but you're getting closer to it. And you make your way towards the belfry, and there are 2 smells that you pick up now. One, the smell of blood has gotten stronger as you went from first floor, second floor, to third floor, to the stairs that lead up to the belfry, and a heavy smell of chalk. And when you get up to the belfry, you're going to have a little bit of time before Jessica and Earl join you. You see Ariel, and she is holding a steak knife in one hand, and it looks like she's kind of thrown a strip of cloth over her arm where she's cut herself. And you see the broken and twisted body of Kyle Lawless within a chalk circle. And you see that there are a few candles around. And yeah, that's what you see as you come up to the belfry. Belfry's a tight, square area that has like a lip that you can overlook to the rest of campus, and the bell is in the center. It's large enough to where you could ring it with a clapper. And there is Ariel. She's like, drag him to this point, and you can see the ley lines several of them converge here. And there's a great deal of power. You also feel that there are other things being called here.
Of course. I'll just walk in and go like, "Hey, Ariel, what you doing?"
It worked. It worked.
No, fuck. Why did you already finish it?
Yes, I didn't. I had to make up a few words, but I got it. I got it working. Look.
Wait. What? Oh crap! Like, what words did you make up? You make it worse.
Kyle's foot twitches just once, and she says, "I can't remember. I just kind of went into a state. I don't know all of the stuff like you guys know, but I knew it. I knew what I needed to do, and I just wished it really hard. And then there's some other stuff, and then you see this like shadowy skeletal hand reach out and grab her shoulder and wrench her back against the back kind of wall here.
I'll try to pull her back from that. I'll try to protect her.
Nice. Yeah. I need you to act under pressure because this thing is trying to yank her out of the belfry.
Oh, that's not to protect someone?
Oh, sorry. That is a way better dude to do that. I just read Jessica's critique, and that tickles me to know. And yes, please protect someone. Roll plus tough.
So
you're toughest too, buddy. You are pretty good.
So I mean that's 5, 6, 7 plus 1
plus 1 4 from kicking down the door and looking kick ass.
Yes. So wait, that's still a 9.
Still, that one thing helped you go from an 8 to a 9, so it counts for something. Sorry, Paul. The question is this from the Chinese dollar store. It might be magic. It's a Chinese steak knife. I don't think they have those. Sweet. So on a 7 to 9, you protect them okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they're going to get. It's not going to yank you out. So instead, how do you like reach out and grab her? Do you try to grab the hand and wrench it away?
I think like for just theatrical effect, like his teeth like snap out.
Yeah.
And he just lunges at the hand, starts wrestling it.
Nice. So you grab the hand, you try to wrestle it, and you feel that wraith's hand. Somehow you just know that this is some kind of wraith. Maybe it's being a vampire. You recognize other undead. That would be spooky, right? And it claws you, and you take 2 harm. I am going to look at the harm effects because I got some feedback that I should be doing that. So let me look that up. Give me a second. I had it open and then I closed it because I'm dumb. And it is a 1 harm or more. So yeah, it scratches along the inside of your forearm. You are going to take 2 harm AP. Sorry.
I will spend one of my what could go wrong holds to reduce that harm by 1.
Awesome. Cool. But you stumble back. You are able to protect her. So she drops down to the ground. The wraith has not yanked her over the edge. And that's when you hear this like croaking groan that comes from Kyle's mouth. It is akin to the strange case of Charles Dexter Ward, where they were listening to dead bodies. It's an H.P. Lovecraft story that I vaguely remember from over 10 years ago, where they were listening to a dead body speak, and I remember vividly how it was described, the sound that came out. But it says, "Kill me."
A little busy right now.
Death won't be cheated. And we will cut to outside as both Jessica and Earl, you arrive to see the door, the chain on the inside is laying on the ground. The double doors have been kicked open very impressively.
Jessica is completely out of breath by now and probably has to sit down for a second.
You guys hear the shriek of Ariel as she was nearly yanked off of the top floor. What about Earl? What's your reaction? What's going on here? You are muted.
If Jessica is pausing to catch a breath, then Earl will totally casually pause along with her and not gasp for air. While totally calmly gasping for air.
Okay.
But then as soon as we hear the shriek, he kind of looks at the elevator, but then it's like, damn it. And we'll go for the stairs.
Nice. Okay, cool. Gotta go up 3 flights of stairs, and then the last kind of roof access stairs. It's a long set of stairs for you to go up. Cut back to the belfry. So you've wrenched away this one wraith that tried to claw into you. You were able to reduce that harm, but you fell back a step, and you're down on your butt, and you're kind of across from Ariel. Her back is against the little wall there, so the wraith is going to come up and over her head. And as it does, there's this black furry flash as Tip bounds over and just leaps and slams straight into the wraith, and the two of them go over. Derek, what do you do?
I shout, "No!" And yeah, I think I'll actually like sort of rush to the edge and look over.
Nice. You rush to the edge with your preternatural speed, standing over Ariel, and you're able to catch, like, it's fast enough for you to see that the wolf that was Tip is like tearing into its face, and there's like black viscera that comes out of it, like tar like viscera, in the last few feet before they slam into the sidewalk on the outside. And the thing just it like splats with this wet slap and seems to sink and dissipate, kind of similar to the you've seen the black smoke that comes out of demons possess people. It seems to dissipate a little bit, and you see, still in wolf form, Tip is laying on her side. Her front left paw is bent at a really awkward angle, and she's just moving her head, just kind of lolling. She's really, really hurt, but not dead. And then you hear Kyle again. "Kill me, please." And he starts trying to move, but his bones did not mend. So he is alive, but not normal. And Ariel says, no, you're back. It'll all be fixed. It's fine. She starts crawling over to his body. What do you do?
I tried to hold her back from that.
Easy enough. You're way stronger than she is.
This is not good. Yeah, I know you meant well, but this is bad.
He's back. We just need to fix him or take him to the hospital now because he's alive. Please help me, please.
Did you not hear what he said?
Then let's just find somebody who's evil and we'll kill them.
What?
There are lots of evil people.
He said kill me, not kill an evil person. What are you...
He said death takes a price. Maybe if we kill someone else, then he can stay. That's what he means.
This is no. This is not... He's probably going to turn into a murderous zombie now.
Cool. So, Earl, you come running up come up the ladder to hear Derek sing. He's sad. He sounds sad. He says he's probably going to turn into a murderous zombie now. You come upon the scene. You see the body of Kyle. You see Ariel being held back from getting to his body by Derek. What do you do, Earl?
Oh. There are some situations, as I learned in my online training with the Interfaith Coalition for Metaphysical Studies. There are some situations that require study and some situations that require action. And I sort of take as much in as I can in a glance, which is not all that much, to be honest, but it's clear. I heard what Derek said. I like Kyle. I really did. But this isn't Kyle anymore. And so I'm going to say that at some point I put my Smith & Wesson or my Colt, whatever, in the behind my belt at the back of my pants, and I'm just going to pull out my gun and shoot him in the middle of the forehead.
Don't even need to roll. You shoot him right in the middle of the forehead. For a second, you see his kind of milk white eyes look to you. Bam! You hit him in the head. He barely raised up his head just a little bit to try to speak again. Falls to the ground, splats, and he stops moving, and you can hear this. And he's completely still. And Ariel sobs in your arms, Derek. Like she's beyond words. Yeah. Jessica, you finally catch your breath. You heard a shot, like someone fired a gun. It sounds like it was Earl's.
Yeah. Jessica will ignore that for the moment and go outside to see what was happening here, because I think she heard a splat.
Yeah. Good point. Cool. So you head out and you see Tip. She is in human form.
Naked.
She is naked. You see her. One of her arms is a compound fracture, like it's bleeding. It's bent the wrong way. The bone is sticking out. Her leg is also twisted pretty bad. She looks around and she sees you, and she says, "Is Derek okay?"
He's fine.
Kick ass.
Should I try to heal you? I mean, I mostly do trapping and banishing, but I think it might work.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do that.
Okay. Stay still. Lighter.
Sure. Got it. I can do that. See you use magic.
Oh, yeah. Which goes a lot better than last time. It's a 12.
Oh, nice. Did you advance that? I don't think you advanced use magic.
No, I did not advance it. I should.
It's okay. No, well, you've taken lots of cool.
Yeah.
That you've made a poor choice. It's totally okay. All right. So with a 10 plus, magic works without issues. Choose your effect, and you are going to heal 1 harm from any injury, cure disease, neutralize a poison.
Yes.
Do you heal her arm or her leg?
Which one looks most icky?
Arm is the compound fracture.
Yeah, arm then.
Cool. So, what does it look like? Do you like stand back and cast thing, or you get down and you're actually kind of resetting the bone? What's it look like?
I still do like a little ritual, so it's like 3 or 4 things that had to happen. I take out the cord and the thing, and there's this sort of green glow that starts flowing from it and surrounds the limb.
Nice. And you see the bone kind of slips back in. We got some super gory effects, but don't worry about it. I won't get too much in. And the skin starts to sluice together and it starts to stitch, and you see it's going to leave a wicked scar. I mean, you do 1 harm healing, or you heal 1 harm, but it's not like you're making her totally better, but it's enough to where at the end, when the green glow starts to fade, she's moving her fingers and she will sit up and wince a little bit from her leg, and she starts trying to get up. Okay. Hey, get out of here. I'm fucking naked.
I'll give her like my vest and stuff.
Nice.
You're not really my size.
Yeah, you're tiny. Whatever. Rub it in, and yeah, she'll slip it over her shoulders, and then she'll call it, Derek.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
Earl. You guys can hear that. I mean, it's been quiet for a few moments. I imagine as you guys, the only sound is Ariel. You're muted.
I think I'm still convincing Ariel. I'm like, I know it's up. There's no way. And then sort of when they shout, it's like I'll just shout over like a bit quiet, but like we're fine.
I'll step over to the edge and look over so that my face appears. But Earl just literally did something in cold blood, right? And this, I imagine that personally he's still transitioning into this professional shtick. So the look on his face, Jess, is super grim.
Oh, Jess looks super pissed. So, yeah.
Just, and then after he's shown you his face, he's just going to turn and meet Ariel's eyes for a minute. And then he starts to open his mouth, but then he just shakes his head and walks away to the staircase and starts heading back down.
Cool. I think we in session there. Is there any last moments anybody wants to highlight, or do we kind of do that cut to black and the credits roll and there's no music?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's do our end of session moves. Did we conclude the current mystery? I'll just tell you. Yes, you did.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Worse.
Worse.
And honestly, like if Ariel got pulled over, she would have been certainly dead. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
No, I think we knew all of this.
I would agree.
Death. Did we already know that death always demands a price? Yeah, I think we
Regular
knew
old necromancy.
that.
Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Do we?
I think it's possible that the audience did in the sense of the
Yeah.
TV show, but I don't think we did.
No.
The characters did.
Okay. All right. Well, that's 2 yeses, which means that you guys get 1 experience point.
Ooh.
This was the lowest XP session we've had in quite a while.
We also didn't roll that much, which
That's
is
true.
not even a thorn because we still rolled.
And I had a bunch of pluses.
Yeah, you did. And when
Like,
we
I kept
pick up
rolling super low, and it's like, yeah, no, it's roll 7, 8, 9.
plus, 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 plus. So with that in mind, if you're okay with it, I think Derek's +1 will go away when we start with the next session, which will be guys coming in. We'll be going a few weeks, and by then
Will it also be like a -1 then ongoing soonly?
Ooh, you really want to go there? I mean, I will
Yeah,
totally
of
give you that. All right.
Look, I took advantage of a +1 force for 1.5 session.
All right. So you're gonna be mindful.
There was supposed to be a fallout to this demon blood.
Sounds good to me. As long as you're okay with it, I am okay with it. Good. Awesome. I love it.
And then we're going to have the opposite of Hyper Derek. So like,
but as soon as Derek drinks some more imp blood, you'll be okay again.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, you should just start hunting demons and drinking their blood. It's a win-win. You're killing bad guys and getting more power to kill more bad guys. This sounds like a good plan. What do you think? All right, we'll work it out in post. Awesome. So let's move to our rose thorns. Everybody ready, or did you guys need a bio break to think, or are you good for roses and thorns?
I'm good.
All right. Paul, you're good too?
See?
Oh, nice. All right. Start with Paul.
Thorns.
Yes, sir. Please thorn us.
We still have the loose end of the bad witch and where the hell the imps came from. But I'm perfectly fine with that kind of just being out there, because that also sits well with the thing in a series where it feels like you've wrapped something up, but then the questions you don't ask come back and bite you in the ass another day.
Yeah, I mean, Buffy did it like left and right, you know.
Yeah.
Like Mono.
Yeah, like Mono and Jack Brown. So that's really my only thorn, because I have the kind of brain that teases us at those things, but it's not even a full thorn. It's more like a thornlet.
So just so we're clear, I commit to you that will find closure at some point. I will bring it back.
Cool. Awesome.
In fact, I will even say that there were trickles of it that could have been taking place in today's session. So that I haven't forgotten it. I agree with you. I actually kind of kicked myself with the fact that some of the choices I made in last session, I didn't want to repeat it. So yeah, we will bring it to closure. Anything else, Paul?
No, that's my single thornlet.
Awesome. Jan, so I saved the best for last. Save the best thorn for last. So Jan, what thorns did you have from today's session?
Yeah, I mean, it was the same for me. Like, it was mostly the Bruja thing is now going to this is going in our closet of we still need to resolve these things, just as the Mono thing, and but it's cool that like there's also the thing that is pretty cool that next time we start we'll actually have like options to go like, well, we have these things to resolve still. Which is going to make it harder on you.
Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Cool. All right. Then there we go. I've saved the best for last. Jules, what thorns did you have?
Well, after my 3-point analysis in my spreadsheet, well, I didn't do the beer thing, so I'm not sure. That does not bother me at all. No, I like that. Well, we spend a lot of time at the start getting set up for the thing with the solo scene, so that maybe took a little bit long. After that, it was nice to be able to get rolling into it. I realized while we were playing that but maybe that's also, yeah, I realized while we were playing that it would actually be fun to, this season to see like the characters mature a bit, and I think that's happening. But like I think like we will be doing more of that, so I wonder how that's going to come into play. I think Earl, like Paul, is working on that all by himself just fine. But I would like.
I love the Earl going to professional. He is obviously like this is the second time that he's the guy who takes care of the vicious, ugly, terrible thing.
Yep.
He's the guy. He's that character that on the TV show you're like, man, is Earl's gonna have to do this, isn't it?
Yeah, such a sexy boyfriend choice.
Brent's never killed anybody yet.
that's a plus, my book. Yeah, it was lots of fun. I'm sad the others were not here.
Yeah, oh, you stole my thorn. My thorn was Jen, Alex. It's the easy thorn. Yeah, I accept the thorn of like slice of life. Maybe it took a little too long after we did some pre-game talk and started a little bit on the late side. I also would say a thorn that on the first half of the game, there was almost no Derek. I was glad that we got to end with some Derek, but I think I could have.
That's like that would have been a thorn had it not been for the fact that the end game was a whole lot of Derek. So I was like, yeah, no, that evens out.
It was a lot of Derek, and I was very happy that it went that way. Cool. So let's stay with you, Jules. What roses did you have from today's session?
It was nice to play again because it's been a while. Yay, missed you guys.
It has been a while.
Yeah. It's fun to see everyone back and everyone a little slightly different. That's also really cool. And to see people head in sort of different directions. Like, you know, one person turns out to be a better magic user. One person turns out to be a scary killer. And some guy is high on cocaine all the time. So that's a lot of difference.
Pimp bloods.
Yeah. No, that was really cool to see.
Tomato. Young tomato.
Yeah. Even though it's a shame not to have the other players here, it's also nice to be able to do a little bit more spotlight scenes and get people, you know, get some dynamics and going and see people in their own habitat. So that's sort of cool too. Yeah, I'm sort of excited for it. Feels like season 2, you guys.
Yeah, season 2 of our lovely show, and this season will probably be a little shorter than the first season.
As happens, yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
that's what it goes. You like start off with 24 episode order, then you do a 13 episode season, right? And then you get canceled, but then you're brought back on Netflix to do like 6 episodes to tie it up, or a 2-part movie, or not that I've seen timeless stuff all across my Twitter feed all over again, doing such a thing. But hey, good for them. I'm very happy for them. It's like the feeling that I felt when Farscape was brought back for a 2-part movie, The Peacekeeper Wars, which was pretty good. Awesome. So, Jan, what roses did you have from today's game?
I had a lot of fun playing Hi Derek. I'm very much looking forward to now get to play Derek hungover. Demon Blood hangover must be a lot of pain. And yeah, it was a nice clean session. Always fun to hang out with the Rose.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad that the Row frat party went well. Good deal. Thank you so much, Jan. And last but not least, Paul.
Lots of roses, a lot of which sort of are reflected in something Jules said about characters changing, and then earlier she talked about maturing a little bit, and I think that's going to be great to see. And I think also that today gave me, Paul, a little more. I don't know that I should have needed it necessarily, because I think we all trust each other. But today gave me a little more freedom to lean into the Jess and Earl relationship, so that it feels like that relationship also has matured a little bit. And I think it's going to be easier for me to be less hesitant about it, because trying not to be that dude. But I think today gave us a good foundation for going forward.
I forgot the rose.
Oh, what's that?
Just Earl stepping up and shooting the zombie dude in the head. It's like, yep, perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty kick-ass. It was
Especially like, cause Derek was like, yeah, the only way I can kill him is not going to be nice and clean.
yeah, it would not at all be clean.
No, that would have been like, I did not want to do that in front of her. Like, seeing your boyfriend shot in the head is one thing. Seeing your boyfriend drained of his blood is something very different.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those were my biggest roses that weren't expressed. I also really enjoyed Hi Derek, who was super disturbing, and I think that we've gotten all five of us in different combinations over this last period when we've been playing with smaller groups. I think we've all got, I wouldn't call it necessarily always comic timing, but we've got a good sense of how to interact and bring in some of the snark without it detracting from the drama and the actual horribleness of some of the situations. So I appreciate everybody being super good at this thing.
Yeah, it was a very nice scene at the end.
Yeah, that was good. You guys, definite rose to all of you, allowing that moment to breathe. I thought that was super interesting. I didn't want to pull away from it too quickly, even though we were a little long on time. And so I appreciate everybody marinating in that sadness. I wanted to give a rose to both Paul and Jules, that you could have continued in the chase, but you decided like to have a beat, which was really interesting, to have your characters tired, to like force Derek into the limelight, kind of make this his hard call decision. I thought that was a really interesting choice, and I like that it even made sense. Like you kept it in the narrative, in the story, that made sense. Like Jessica isn't a track athlete, and so that totally was earned. Like it felt like a real thing, almost a like note to self: I should go jogging, because obviously that's what's going to happen in season 2 is more running.
She has a minus one.
I have magic. I'll just fly everywhere. It's fine.
So that was really cool, and I liked seeing Derek push to the edge of a really, really hard call, and us being reminded that for all of his snark and like the kill yourself, save the world, like he isn't a bad guy. You know, he's got a whole lot of weird stuff going on in his life, but when it comes to saving somebody, he'll do that. And I thought that was really great.
Yeah, I really loved the beat with Derek comforting Ariel afterwards too, and he specifically used that word, and I really appreciated that moment, because it was kind of a reminder, kind of a look back and a look forward at the same time. So I loved that.
Yeah, it was super good. So great game. Really excited. Next week we get the whole crew back.
Oh my god, really?
The whole crew. It's last I heard, unless something untoward happens, we got all y'all together. It's going to be fun. I am very excited to start heading towards the junior and senior mysteries as we bring things to a close. And more Jack Brown, always good for me. I love now that he's just like the recurring villain. who hasn't done anything villainous that you can exactly finger him for. You're just like, I really, but we got to deal with this thing. I love it. I love it. Cool. So we'll bring this to a close, and we'll see you guys in a week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.